I've been ballin' for they pause the NBA. How often nigga it be in the way? Fuck your offer, boy, you soft as fuck, don't care about what you say. Sauce Walker told me I can knock a bitch until she break. I need to see her out get dropped just to make my move right. I hit a hot bitch if she do it right. Look, that man can't be slang, living scuba life. Per 10, per 10. Per 10, per 10, fuck a friend in the moonlight. Red bandana, right round the two right. F in my hand, make it shoot right. He stepped in, so we left him at the red light. Should've been this business now he dead like. Like nothing, ain't shit coming out of DC, motherfucker. Who was Steve, deep in, deep sea, motherfucker. Deep beat, blood gang, send a nigga off a diving board. If you pull up in my bitty, we gon' rob him for it. If you pull up and you with him, then you dying for him. You in this shit for the smoke, no you signed up for it. No, I signed up for it, make him spend time at the morgue. We don't know that. Boy, my nephew a cap gun and a bar bet. He gon' aim it at your stepson, little small head. We on pure bullshit, what you call that? Terrorize your squad, hollow tips make them fall back. I mean, terror squad, them niggas bullets make them niggas lean back. You gon' see my silverbacks about them greenbacks. Kidnap a nigga, whole guy and get your team snatched. Target practice with his head, we gon' beam that. Infrared again with the leg, niggas need that. Ooh, rapid fire on that bitch, make them bleed fast. Oh, I put a bunch of money on your cheap ass. Kill a nigga, I don't laugh, want the feedback. Like I look when I rack it and I squeeze that. Did it look like I was playing with it weak ass? Or did it look like I was telling buddy keep that? Did it look like I was playing with
One. Okay, I think we're live.
I'm waiting for Eric to do Get Ready to Rumble.
No, I think he was shamed out of not doing
I
it.
shamed him out.
I was ordered to shut my mouth.
Run!
Toxic. The show is toxic. It really
is.
It really is.
Nah, this is a positive show. All positive vibes. You know, excited to be back. Another week. Show 201, show 203, somewhere around
I think it's
there.
like 207, right?
I can confirm. I'm pretty sure.
Let's call it 211.
It is
Sorry,
206.
Call it a Thule.
206 episode 206.
Yeah.
All right, we're back.
Shout out to
the NBA.
206.
The NBA is back, which I'm very excited for. Lakers, Clippers, and right now, I have to work. Been waiting months. The season delayed, and I have to do a stream as the game starts. But we're here. Both squads. Number one.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
No problem.
Look, I'm gonna just crowdsource this question to our chat. Chat, thank you so much. For my family for rocking with us for
Chat fam.
206 full and lit episodes. I want to know if there's anybody that like chat is craving to have as a guest on the show, whether it be internet, movie, studio, chef, rap. Like, sound off in the comments because we should probably get a guest on soon. I want to know who people are craving.
Oh, they're ready to go.
Cam, I'm telling you, I can get Playboy Cardi. I think that would be fascinating.
I mean, say no more. I won't even let chat. I'll quit the show.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do that because that would be tight.
That would be, I think. What's the higher level of tight? Hashtag swag. Hashtag
higher
gas.
than tight. There's just no room. If it's more than tight, there's just no. There's. I don't know.
Yeah, if we get Playboy Cardi on, I think we could successfully get a show on HBO Max. This show.
Oh,
will
people
be
want
on
Lazo. People want Lazo. People want Tyler. People want Sam Hyde. People want Connor O'Malley. Joe Pera. We got a lot of options here.
Joe Pera's been on the show, if you don't remember.
Man, that was like 4 years ago at New York Comic Con, right?
Yep.
That was a good one.
But yeah, keep going off in the comments. I like this.
Wait a second, was Joe Pera on pre-Jordy? Was it longer than 4 years ago?
I don't remember Joe Pera being on when I was there.
It was a Comic-Con episode. We were physically.
I wasn't on the.
We were physically at New York Comic Con.
I wasn't there, so it did not
there.
count as a canon development meeting episode.
Thank God you didn't meet Joe Pera because Joe would have not done 2 seasons of the show. Met you,
He would have knocked
But Jordy
me out.
has met Joe Pera, and I know this because I don't know where the first time you met him was, but I remember him coming to me and said I would not talk to her.
Oh. Okay.
Why did he say that?
I wasn't in the conversation they had.
He's got that Ellen-like toxicity.
There's a lot of Ellen-ish rumors around Joe Pera.
I have no qualms with Joe Pera.
You know, if he were to hear this, he'd be rolling. His skin
I apologize.
would be boiling. So let's just set the record straight. We have to say that we're just kidding.
Joe Pera is as genuine as he is on the show.
Absolutely.
But I will say Joe is alpha, and he would honestly he'd slap anybody in the face.
He would slap, especially if you disrespected an upstanding citizen. I think you're gonna get that slap of God.
Disrespected his Buick, he would literally knock your jaw in a fucking outward direction. Like
people want Eric. They want Eric Andre. They want Hannibal. All right, we got to start bringing guests. We haven't done guests in a while. In the next 2 weeks, we'll get somebody on here.
I just want to preface again, like this could be anybody. It doesn't have to be Adult Swim related.
Yeah,
so.
It'd be fun if it wasn't Adult Swim. That's why I said Cardi.
Why not a Comedy Central star?
Dave
Why
Hughes,
not
that's
Freeform?
Who do you want? Does Comedy Central have stars?
I want Michaela Cole on the show.
If we had Michaela Cole,
I mean that would no one would be pitching. It would just be like a podcast with an.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to talk. Like I would just be nervous and so fanned out.
If you want to see something dope, look up Michaela Cole's speech at the Edinburgh Festival from 2018.
Like an hour.
Did you watch it?
I watched like 30 minutes of it.
Never mind.
Well,
I'm not
gonna
recommending.
get to it.
I'm not suggesting anything to you anymore. That was the last thing.
People are saying
I have things to say about
Skeleton Landlord
that,
Creators, which is a nice segue.
Zach Galifianakis.
Fuck, I'd love Zach if he was on the show. But Skeleton, we do gotta revisit, and we've been talking about their second episode. Just a little FYI, going good. They're doing really good. I got notes that I need to give them though, and that just reminded me to hit them up. So, anything else? Any other?
Dave Chappelle, Dave Hughes would be good too. Either Dave
Hughes would be absolutely great.
Chappelle or Hughes would be fire.
We should get Hughes. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Okay.
All right, let's work on that. Let's start trying to bring some people in. We're all stuck at home.
What about Sleepy Joe? Sleepy Joe should be on the show, right?
Why don't we bring people into this stream right
now?
now?
Wait a fucking buzzkill.
Let's get it.
Let's get into it.
Let's get it though.
Do we have a guest?
Kanye on Dev Meeting. I'm fucking with.
Oh wait, do you have to? Oh yeah, we got guests.
We got two guests.
Hey, how's it going?
We didn't even go through the rules, but we're just gonna rip through.
You got it.
Yeah. Thanks, Eric.
What's up?
How's it going, guys?
Tandem. We're good. You got a pitch for us?
It's too big to fail. The name's too big to fail in chat. Title's too big to fail. About a bumbling congressman from a state, a composite state of 3 Midwestern states, Iowa, who is both captive and untrained operator of our self-devouring American democracy. So, the 2-minute short says it all.
All right.
Perfect.
I'm gonna let it rip.
Love that. I love that. Just thank you.
Let's recap. Your approval ratings are at an all-time high at 13%, disapproval even at 11%, and we're chipping away at the 76% of constituents who don't know your name.
Right.
But all of that goes away if we vote yes on the Stop Women's Bodies Act. Frankly, I find it insulting that I have to reiterate the reasons not to vote for it yet again, but 1. It's massively unpopular. 2. You currently have no public stance on reproductive rights, which is an asset. And 3. It's incoherent.
How is it incoherent?
You and I both had to sit through 4 hours of testimony from OBGYNs explaining their ubiquitous opposition to the bill, remember?
Right. I was a little distracted by some of the shapes Representative Gunwale's back of head fat was making. You saw them too, right?
Listen, I know Whip Dick wants you to vote yes on this bill. Do you remember what you have to do in your meeting with the whip?
Negotiate!
Right. Whip Dick needs you to sponsor his environmental regulation rollbacks for Big Soy, and we're going to do that only if we get an abstaining vote on the Stop Women's Bodies Act, right?
Yes.
We're not just going to agree with whatever Whip Dick tells us, right?
Yes.
You're just agreeing with whatever I say, Noxon.
No?
Look, buddy, if you don't want to join the single-digit approval ratings club again, vote no on the bill. It's time for your meeting.
Noxie, are we good to go with the
All
yes
right,
vote
all right,
on
all
the Stop
right,
Women's
all right,
Bodies Act?
Oh, this is the punchline right here. Oh, of course.
All right. Tell us some more about it. Where's this going?
It's inspired by the last shot right there, my congressional representative from Missouri 7th District, Billy Long. But really, it's about a political system and the operatives of that political system that are too big to fail. They're bumbling. They don't know what they're doing. They're just kind of siphoning whatever wealth they can get out of the system while it's crashing down around them. Noxon's the main character. His chief of staff, the woman talking to him, B, is the only source of competence and responsibility in his office. He's frequently led astray by the whip for his party called the Bad Party. The whip tries to get him to vote for all sorts of, evil machinations and selfish special interests related things that B is constantly trying to talk him out of. So it's set in a general Midwestern state, Idaho, Iowa. It's not specific. It's supposed to kind of touch a, industrial decline, Midwestern ethos.
All right, I'll say this. Like, you guys had me a little bit when it first started, and then it just kind of didn't. I think the comedy is coming from the dialogue and the character interactions, but I didn't get enough. I don't know. I couldn't tell much from the clip. I liked the guy's neck. That was the main thing I got. I was like, his neck.
I got
cool.
like Walter, and sorry to step on you, but I got hashtag baby cakes vibes.
100% baby cakes. 100%.
Which good
Which,
character.
hey, yeah, which is a great character, but we have done that character. You guys know who Baby Cakes is?
Yeah, no, I love it. Love China, Illinois.
Okay. Hey,
Definitely some
shout out to you
vibes.
guys.
I agree with Walter, and I think that I know that you were saying that this 2-minute short was kind of supposed to explain it all. And for me, I wish that we saw other dynamics that were supposed to happen within the show. Like, I think we kind of quickly figured out what the dynamic we were seeing with this senator and the I don't know what her position was, but I kind of wish we got to the whip and his relationship faster, and then we kind of jumped to another relationship and we kind of saw how he's interacting, because I think we got enough. I think the piece didn't need to spend all that time in that scene if you were trying to set up the entire show in that 2 minutes.
No, yeah, we weren't trying to do an entire show so much. It was supposed to be a self-contained short, pretty much within one scene. We were trying to see what we could do within pretty much one setting. But no, we really appreciate the feedback, and that's something we'll take into account moving forward.
Yeah, I like where you're shooting. I would say come back. And
Great.
Walter, I mean, what do you think? What do you think about where on the board they should be?
That's the top spot for me. That's number one.
Great.
That's
1 out of
awesome
1.
news. Thanks for calling, guys, and we're here. Come back.
Great. Thanks very much. Thanks for the
you.
opportunity.
Wow, number 1 on the board out of the gate. I mean, that's pretty uncommon, I think, for the show a little bit. But listen, miracles happen. You guys witnessed it.
Did y'all check out Seth Green on Vanity Fair's
No,
YouTube,
no, I
going
haven't
over his
seen it
career?
But
I haven't actually
say
watched
that-
any of those.
I like those. Well, it depends on who it is, but
Does he
obviously
dress
Seth
rally?
is someone we know.
I will say right now, when I open up Apple TV, it gives you 2 things to pick from, right? Like at the top, I'm staring at Seth Green's face under "Can't Hardly Wait" font. So it's just begging me to watch it again. And I talked to Seth about it because my boy Brandon is his homie in the movie. Me and Simon's friend Brandon. And I fucking love the movie for one. And
I've never seen the
I
movie.
don't talk to
You
Seth
never seen
about
Can't Hardly
anything but that.
I don't think so. Maybe I'm gonna.
The
put
crazy
on
thing about Seth is just how long he's been popping for.
Yo.
It is crazy.
Do they
and to
talk
go
about
to-
the commercial that he started? Did
They don't talk about the commercial. They just hit the more of the things that kind of popped from his career, which is a lot of stuff. And it started when he was like 14 or 16 or whatever. But the craziest thing about Seth is being around him at Comic-Con is just the highest level of crazy.
Oh, I was I don't know if I'm saying too much, probably, but my first started working at Adult Swim, I was assigned to my first Comic-Con with Seth to walk him from point A to point B, and let me tell you, I didn't really understand why until I got there, and I'll just say this, it's fucking exhausting for the guy, and for me, let alone him, so.
Well, he literally is called the king of con, so
Really
it's not a game. Like the nerddom and the fame all coalesce into Seth Green, and shout out to Seth. And the 200th episode of Robot Chicken just aired on
Sunday.
And an Emmy nod, so let's go.
And an Emmy nod.
Let's go.
Jesus.
Robot Chicken is right
I
behind
low-key am
us.
starting to hate now. Now I'm starting to hate. Like catch an L, Seth. How about you catch an L? Like the rest of us. Jesus Christ.
Seth's been winning too long.
Too long. People just try to win for a week. This motherfucker been winning for 3 decades.
Shout out to Seth Green, the god.
Yeah.
Let's take another one.
Hey everybody.
Yo, where you get that sweater?
Sweater. It's for my dad.
Oh,
t-shirt.
reveal.
My bad.
It's
bad.
just a basic tee. Way to let us down.
What does it say?
Rent a crane. We used to work on cranes together.
Wait a second. You rented? You worked on cranes or you rented cranes?
I worked on cranes for Rent a Crane.
Film
Damn.
cranes or construction cranes?
Construction.
Okay. More respectable.
You got any pictures of you on that crane?
I don't know.
Damn.
I am.
If this picture's about cranes,
there's no cranes. Unfortunately, I work on one. A pitch with cranes.
Yeah, you should have worked on cranes for your pitch.
I am Ickhouse, and I put in a YouTube for episode 2 of. I think I'm going to change the name to Willy Nilly, but right now it's called A Toy's Life, and I'm also putting in a Google Doc for later review. But I have a couple episodes already completed, but I think they're going to be entwined into a single episode. Right now they're like 3 minutes each.
All right, I've got it ready to go when you are, which I guess is now.
Boy, you know what? I don't think I feel that well.
But I don't ever feel well.
What is it? Not time.
Marcus, I was wondering if I could get out of work early.
Have you ever heard of business getting done by a sick person? Room chamber 14? That's when I need the report.
Okay. I guess so. May Chamber 14th, you said?
Could you keep it down over there? I'm trying to make copies over here. I got plenty of copies that I'm making. I can't do it with all you talking.
Tell him I don't feel well either.
We got another one out here so they're sick.
Tell him I'm gonna throw up all over this computer.
If you could, for 1 second, please be quiet so I could make some copies, that would be appreciated.
Boss person, they say they're gonna throw up all over the computer.
They throw up all over their computer. It's coming out of their paycheck.
Well, okay, I'll go ahead and tell them. Don't throw up all over the computer. Come at your picture.
Soon all of the business will have a business.
Business. Oh, yeah, business is business.
I think it's time we double do our business.
All right.
But seriously, everyone stay late.
All right. All right, man. Tell us more.
So these figures, I'm in a band, and my drummer makes resin and vinyl cast figures, and he's in a crew of people that do this. So I started taking them and building sets, and then just kind of doing stop motion animation. and it's leading to a bunch of different episodes that I think I'm gonna smash all together. But that's just one clip.
How would you describe the project? Like,
It's
now?
kind of an intuitive process of talking with a couple people and kind of just writing out situations. We come up with a situation and we put those characters in and film them in various ways and then kind of build the script around that. Yeah.
The sets are super cool, and the models and everything look really good, man. I was having a hard time kind of connecting with the characters out the gate, and I think it's because for whatever reason, my screen was kind of cropping off the dialogue, so I was just having a really hard time like understanding what they're saying. But to me, you gotta look. I mean, physically with the orange shirt, people are going off in the chat about that, wondering where you got that orange shirt, the plain orange t-shirt. The hat is actually fire. I'm not even.
The hat is fire.
It's not
The
joking.
hat is
Steal.
fire.
I actually was like,
Those are
I
good
want that
products.
hat. But yeah, I think for me, it's like the next step would be to create a character that we're like going gaga, goo goo, gigi over. You know?
Doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah, it's a tough trick when we're only giving you like 90 seconds or something to see what they do. But in that time, it actually reminded me a little bit of the last pitch, where it's like the characters were just kind of blurring together. They were doing and saying things in a funny way, but I wasn't getting who the characters were, at least in that clip. And maybe there's more to it, but that's what we really need to see. Like when people come on here, we're like, oh, is there an idea we really like? Is there a character we really like? We're just looking to grab onto certain things. And the look was interesting. The fact you work on cranes is interesting. I think you should think about fucking cranes, because not a lot of people have that type of experience.
Well, thanks.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
he's like, what do I do with that?
Dude,
I
a show with all cranes. It's just people on cranes. You never come down.
That's kind
Have
of like
you-
I'm in.
a stunt show.
Have you never
What was that
seen
rock movie? What was that rock
Karate
movie
Kid,
where he was like,
Walter? It's
No,
all about doing the crane.
he did cranes like twice in the Karate Kid. I'm talking about
Yeah,
people
but he
on
fucked it up.
cranes
It
the
was a
whole-
whole spoiler if anybody in the chat hasn't seen Karate Kid, but he fucks it up with the crane
man.
was wild.
My man, if you could
We've
figure
seen
out
it.
Cranes on cranes.
just a stories about people on cranes, it never goes below down to the sidewalk level. It's all the cranes.
It's all
I think
very
there's
high
something
up.
in that. But you still have to come with the characters, even in
Yeah.
that situation.
For sure.
So you might be number one, you might be number two, but you did a good job. You obviously
But
can
one
make
thing's
stuff,
for sure
but you
is
should
the
come back.
orange shirt is definitely number one. So thank you for calling.
yes.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Thank you.
What are you
Both of
about to
those
say?
pitches are about this. Both of those
Yeah.
pitches hit in the very same area for me.
I
had
agree.
the same issues with them.
I think audio
But
plays a
that
part
guy
too.
had a dope hat and he fucked with cranes, so I would.
I
put
mean,
him
look,
number
one thing that happens is if you come into this chat with style, it's unequivocally going to get you far. Like, it's on site with us. And the chat sees
I'm
it,
looking
you feel
to-
it.
Style is subjective, Cam.
I'm
But-
looking to
but
see something
that's what
I
I'm
want to
saying.
pick up. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to say, where'd you get that hat? Can you send me the Etsy link? That's what I'm looking for. If the idea is not fully there, I'm looking for the Etsy link.
Right. Right. I mean, the thing is if you're asking for the Etsy link, it means that style go hard. Let's take another one. I don't know. What are we doing here?
We're
I
making
think they're
cranes.
Fuck it, I don't know.
sound
Like,
checking
very-
with them right now,
very proud
but
of
you
us.
should be ready soon.
Are we sound check people before they get
Yeah,
on?
Mason's
Okay.
Mason's in
Okay,
there streaming.
Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to give
Walter,
a
what's the score right now?
shout out to Mason.
It's 0-0. The game just started. Versus these are my squad. I love them equally. From LA, grew up.
Is that why your
This is not a
your
Lakers. This
audio's
is Maya
breaking
Moore.
up?
She's a whole legend.
Because you got the game on? Are you sucking that bandwidth up? Is that
Yeah,
why-
from LA, but got San Fernando audio.
Lakers.
Speaking of
you
San
guys-
Fernando,
did you guys feel-
oh yeah,
yeah.
the earthquake. We woke up.
This is my impression of LeBron.
I woke up screaming.
That was a ripper.
This
It's probably a
morning.
ripper by you, right?
Well, this is the thing. I woke up screaming, and I didn't know why I woke up. I
Screaming.
thought maybe I woke up from a nightmare or something. It was, no, I swear that was it. I like woke up screaming. Was just like, what is happening? And then I looked on my phone and saw that there was an earthquake. I didn't actually feel the earthquake. I'm like, I
You
was
did.
conscious.
That's why you woke up.
No, when I was conscious, but I unconsciously felt the earthquake. Woke up.
I woke
started
up when
screaming.
I woke up when I felt it, and I woke up and I was like, "Oh, it's an earthquake!" And I think it was at 4:30 or whatever. And I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, it's an earthquake!" And then I was like, "I should go." This is how my thoughts work. I'm like, I should go check Twitter to make sure it was an earthquake. And I was so tired, I thought about that, and that's the last thing I remember. And then I went to sleep.
I woke
Earthquake
up,
vet.
didn't know it was an earthquake. Was kind of confused why I'd woken up, and then had to turn on my lights because I was like, maybe I heard something in the house or something like that. And then I checked my phone and saw it was an earthquake.
I thought it
slept
was an
right through it.
assquake at first.
Cam, did you wake up?
Yeah, big time.
Damn. that
Like
must have been a-
I told you, I got like a
It
genuine
was only
phobia.
like a 4.2. Like,
which is a solid. Which is
I guess
but it was
is
a
pretty
ripper.
Solid,
that's
yeah.
a wake up amount.
Yeah.
You know? A lot of people in the chat ain't never felt an earthquake. They're in these cities that don't get earthquakes. Look, we in LA, homie. We shake
Yeah.
it up.
Hey,
We
you smoke
sleep
shake
right
too,
through
which
it.
is great.
All right.
Smoke
we're
My
ready.
guys are in Orlando, so they ain't feel it though.
I
All
don't
right, let's
need.
go. Hey Eric, how are the Pistons doing in the NBA? Just started back.
Ha 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 ha.
Ha, 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 ha. Oh, look at my man with
Sit
that.
this one out.
With the deer.
And he got the ascot.
Ooh,
I'm Morgan Ascot. Yeah.
style points
How's it going,
again.
guys?
My man
I mean,
came
already.
through.
Thank you for
Yeah.
calling.
I wish we could put points like on fucking that show. It's like, do points.
Yeah.
So I've got a quarter-hour animated comedy series concept I'd like to pitch to you. It's called The Org. I just dropped the link in the chat right now.
Short for
it's,
organization.
Sorry?
Org, short for organization, or.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's a super secret globalist organization that runs the world. The series centers on the day-to-day inner workings of the main branch of this institution. And I've got some characters here. You can see them there, perhaps on the stream. The main character is Morgan Fairchild, no relation. She's an analyst from the American branch who's been promoted to the lofty position of general manager of the main headquarters of the organization. The characters themselves are rather evil people. They're all out to get each other in the kind of dog-eat-dog world of business. We've got the characters that are on the bottom are the more senior characters in the show. Morgan Fairchild, of course, being the center of this. And we've got her boss to the right of her, and he's called JR. He's just the head of the organization. It's a centuries-old group of people who have been trying to run everything that happens in the world itself. To her left is a descendant of his who is ready to take over the organization after JR's demise, of course. And of course, Il Papa, who is the Pope. The story of the pilot takes place on the first day of Morgan's residency at the main headquarters. She has just been promoted, and we're looking at what she's doing that day, including she finds out that the branch is severely understaffed, with most of the department heads taking on various workloads for other departments. And during her first day at this organization's main branch, there's a company-wide game. It's kind of like a deathmatch arena style that the different branches have various people that they've picked out to fight for them. And the American branch per se, that one has a giant. There's a family. It's called the MAGA family. They're very super conservative and super powered, Super Sentai, like the Power Rangers, who have various like craft that they can pilot, and they can come together into a Megazord, and that's kind of like the end of the episode. But the countries and everything like that are fighting against each other with these champions in an arena throughout the episode. So she's getting acclimated to where she is now, and this is also happening. And everyone at the main branch, they don't have a person fighting for them. They just bet on the other branches, and it's a lot of money, because a lot of these people that work at the main branch are they're not high profile necessarily, but they're very, very high society people. So they take on the various aspects of the company and everything like that. I keep saying various, I'm sorry. But they bet on the other workplaces throughout the world and who's going to win. And that's kind of the entire episode. It's the battle between them and getting acclimated to the office.
Great. I think you did a good job putting this together. I would say that this is probably on par to something that we would do. Granted, we're seeing this in, a couple minutes, so it's like hard for me to know how each character works off of each other. But episode idea, the format of the show, they all feel like, variations of stuff we would do. I would say, like, the question for me would be like, what makes this sort of like workplace comedy different?
I have future episode synopses.
Other...
Well, not like full synopses, but quick blurb about what each episode would be about. I have, I think, 8 of them here, and I have a 9th one that I'm working on more, because I think it's something. If you wanted to see something, I could animate something from that. It'd be a little bit more interesting.
Have you animated stuff before? Like, have you animated anything with
I
this
did.
project?
There was a couple of months ago, I had finished something. After 2 months, I finally got through an entire pilot for 11-minute pilot for a concept that you gave me money for last October.
We gave you money?
Oh, wow.
You did, yeah.
You put on a hat, I don't even recognize you.
You guys remember the song, right?
I had a mustache at the time only, but quarantine,
Okay.
Wait, you didn't have the Irish jig song, did you?
That was him.
I had the song, exactly. That's me.
No way.
Do you have that song pulled up?
Pull it up, dude. That thing goes crazy.
Can you play it?
It's like,
You don't have it on your
I can play it. I have it, yeah.
What's that band that you probably listen to, Eric, from Boston?
Mighty Boston.
I do not listen to that band.
Yes,
from
you
Boston.
do.
I can't even play along this time, Cam. I don't. I'm sorry.
Eric
It's got that
But you're
vibe,
talking
but
about
like on a
Dropkick
very
Murphys, who are terrible.
Dropkick Murphys. Thank you.
There it is.
Yes, this song. Let's go.
Get up and dance around that living room.
I'm glad we
All right. Man, that song, dude. Have you put that on Spotify yet, or what? What's the?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
I mean, look, we should see some animated shit. I mean, that'll obviously help us.
Yeah,
sure.
You know.
Even if it's
last
animatic,
year when you gave me that
we love
money,
looking
it
at
was like
animatics.
really helpful. So I actually used it to get more money from a couple of people, and then I put
Great.
together the
That's
whole
what I'm talking
pilot.
about.
So
That's
it
that
was very
leverage,
helpful.
boy.
Thank you very much for that.
Someone said that should be the new dev meeting theme, by the way, in chat.
Look,
you should do an animatic. You don't have to animate the full thing. We love looking at animatics. It's our job. So even if you do an animatic, just to give us the vibe, it'd be great.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That sounds like something I could definitely do.
George, you got anything you want?
I think tone is what I kind of have questions about. I think you've already.
Oh, he got that tone. Did you not hear the song?
I did. It answered my questions. Like, never mind, he has tone.
It's a completely different concept than that song, unfortunately. But this is more, it's just bad people doing bad things to each other, and one good guy who's kind of in the middle of it all, because that's the character Nils van Lupin. He's kind of he's the tech genius in the world, kind of like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, or something like that, and he owns the biggest tech company in the world.
Not gonna say
Uh,
anything.
He's just a good guy who has to work off his debt to them for making him what he is now. So we've got like all sorts of different stuff. It's not just
call back when that thing's ready to show us.
Sure, definitely.
Enter with the song so we know who the fuck it is. We can give you your proper regale intro. All right, thanks for calling. Let's take another one, or unless you got thoughts.
What's the board looking like? And we ain't showing the rules. We ain't showing the board.
What's
Eric's
that board
sleep.
looking like?
Eric sleep at the board again?
Sounded like that's where you guys were headed with it, at the top of the board today, or not?
What we just heard was what?
The org.
The org.
Too Big to Fail was the first pitch. A Toys of Life was the one with. He said he had a different name for it, but that's what it was on the video. That's what I can remember with the melted looking.
So we're saying this last one was the best one.
That's what it sounded like, but
I don't know. I'm asking young Jordy and young Cam.
I think they're all, and I think we get this a lot, like they're all kind of like lacking in a place where I'm like hesitant to be like, this is a great.
Where's the breakout? Is it the,
there's not really a breakout right now.
No.
Yeah.
There's not a breakout. All right, let's hopefully get a breakout, and then we can organize the rest. But right now, it's all cluttered.
Breakout. Show us some
higher
acne.
for this board. I think we're at.
Would it
The
kill
score,
Silver cause?
It's 11-9 Lakers.
It's so
Damn,
early.
it's a close game. It's a really close game.
By the way, I was balling before they paused the NBA.
Let's say another caller.
Waiting on the screening process.
You see, when we start talking about balling, Jordy wants to change the subject. It's like,
I know. I will.
It's like
one of these
it's like
days you're gonna
kryptonite.
ball.
It's
No.
like kryptonite to Jordy.
Looks like we had a casualty of.
I always
audio
jam my
problems.
finger when I try to play basketball. Something
That means
about-
you can't catch very well.
No, it's because
You're-
I have small hands.
That's just slow reactions.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
oh,
it's not. No, it's I have great reaction. It's just I have
You see
small
this, Jordy?
hand. No.
that's how you catch the ball.
Yeah, you see how big her hands are probably very large.
She does have probably big hands.
Yeah.
But that's
The greatest player
you're
in the world.
assuming. That's fucked up. Why would you think that she has large hands?
Because it's an advantage, and if she's already a great player, then she probably doesn't.
I know
have
plenty of
a
basketball players with
disadvantage.
small
It is
Small hands.
Well, no,
Okay.
it's a great advantage. It's one of the reasons Jordan is maybe better than a Kobe because his hands are so big. There's a few things he can do that Kobe can't.
Wow. What?
But it's
What do
close.
you mean?
Look, I don't want to get into this Kobe, Jordan, LeBron thing right now. You guys keep asking me. I'm not
But,
going to
like,
talk about it.
I'm glad that I'm
Kinda want to, though, with
in the
that background.
conversation.
You got
with
small
Kobe
hands
and
like Kobe, Jordy. And you see what Kobe did? What
I
did
have
Kobe do?
smaller
He went
hands
out
than,
there,
than
won
Kobe.
5 titles.
I'm just trying to let you remember
Let
that I have
me.
very small hands. I'm like it's
Allow
just
him.
not-
Allow him.
I'm
the
giving you
ability
time to remember that.
give me the space.
Allow him, please. Let's take a call.
We're waiting.
We're waiting.
This is
We
our
had
banter.
an audio problem, and then we had a.
Here we
repeat
go.
Of course we
feature.
did.
Here we go.
Of course
So
we did.
They're,
Damn,
that's
Jordy's
what we're
going to finish the
screening.
wine. That's how you know it's been taking a long time.
I only poured myself less than usual. I'm
Oh, you're
trying
trying to fool the audience
I'm
into
trying
thinking
to
you
cut
drank a
back.
whole glass?
Trying to
No,
cut
just-
back. What do you got?
Damn.
Too much.
I just feel like I drink
You know.
a very large glass of wine usually on this call. And so
Yeah.
I
It's that tough, huh?
I'm drinking right off the bottle now. Thanks.
I smoked a resin hit before this.
I
this
also
call.
don't like the wine that I
I don't buy full nugs. I just buy old people's pipes and just light up the outside so I can get like a really crusty resin hit before the show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like we're almost there. Maybe.
That's
Walter, what are you
awesome.
drinking? I saw you have a new can.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a beer person. I do it for the show. But this is called Some. I don't know.
Somebody.
Some.
40. Was it
Some
41?
summer
Some
ale.
41.
Some
But
41.
I got it because it's made in Los Angeles. I like to support the locals.
Some for it.
Nah. Nah.
Oh.
I like to support Belgium.
Oh wait,
Oh,
this
damn.
is, we're
now
keep
we got
going in and
problems.
out.
Yeah,
Sometimes I like to play on the rocks.
Got a
This time I
problem with
like
the
to
bill.
play with the bubbles.
Cam
So,
supports big business.
Ooh.
Cam just supports big business. He's like,
No.
who's got the biggest company? I'm
Who
with
owns
them.
Stella?
I'm just not fucking with the USA, so I'm just fucking with Belgium right now.
Oh man, I just found a flaw in my programming here, so stand by.
Not a flaw.
It's a feature,
Flaw in
not a
my- in
bug.
your
Wow, what is
programming?
going on?
Well,
Okay,
maybe
hang
we
on.
should organize the board while we're.
Yeah, let's do that.
Am I the only one frozen?
Let me make
Was I frozen? Were you guys frozen?
You weren't frozen to me.
Is Oleg your favorite character from Frozen?
My wrist, Jordy, on the other hand, frozen.
Ah, there we
Yeah.
go. I figured it out.
Wrist icy like hot. Oh, hey, dude.
And we have
Hi.
matching. I kind of want to like
Hey,
match.
you and Jordy have matching horny lights.
Damn.
I like
Or-
pink. Now
Horny
I think I want to do like a pink and orange. I think that would be a good combo. I might steal your background.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to see y'all again. I just put a link in the chat right now, recent link. I am pitching to you a 22-minute sci-fi dark comedy called Carnival Theory. And that will probably be brought up soon. Carnival Theory. All right, Carnival Theory, the log line. All right, Carnival Theory is a sci-fi dark comedy, and the logline is that upon solving the theory of everything, Carnival tries to enjoy a hedonistic life with his roommates and his paradoxical inventions. Now, the show would take place in the fictional location called DeLorean, Miami. And in DeLorean, Miami, Carnival, who is a very impulsive scientist who's trying to correct his volatility, is trying to enjoy a life with his roommates, Olive, who is a blunt woman who is absolutely obsessed with entertainment and trying to get an adrenaline rush because she's constantly stuck inside the house. Lucy, who is Carnival's roommate and cousin, and traveled all the way from Ohio to Miami to move in with Carnival because he loves him that much. They were great friends. And Sleepy, who is Carnival's cryptic, somewhat omniscient being of a friend who was created upon solving the theory of everything. And the show would be continuing down with two villains, who are Rico and Loyola. And those are the characters. Rico and Loyola, who would basically be following Carnival around on his adventures, trying to form a plan to kill him because Carnival set Rico on fire and burned his entire body up. And Rico is really pissed off and he wants revenge. So he's going to do that. And he's going to do this by playing Monopoly and with his cocaine-addicted pet snake. Now, they would be following this. Rico and Loyola's storyline would be following along with Carnival's misadventures and adventures. The whole show would be Carnival showing off different new inventions he made upon solving the theory of everything, and he would be they would basically misadventures that would help. Sorry, I'm nervous right now.
No
That's
worries.
okay.
The show would be following Carnival as he's trying to help Lucy connect with his roommates to become friends with them, and he's trying to help Lucy become more out there in the art world to be known. Carnival would, but as this is happening, the B plot would be mostly Rico and Loyola watching them, and as you go down towards the episodes and past, well, you could look at the characters too. You're still looking at those. Really?
No worry, you can walk it through. It's a little delayed, so.
Yeah, sorry. If you go down past the episodes, there's actually like a. Oh, it's not there. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, there's also a link there, but oh, there it is. It's like this one. It's a little preview setting capture of like each episode as it goes on, and as of the storyline, and basically what it evolves from Lucy becoming integrated in the household, becoming trying to learn more about his friends, understanding Olive and Carnival. Carnival becoming this happy guy who's just reckless all the time. Olive becoming this woman who's obsessed with just trying to have fun. Lucy trying to be more open with other people and trying to be less awkward and anxious with people. Sleepy is sort of the Uncle Iroh of the group. He's sort of just this guy with a bunch of wisdom who's trying to help everybody find their equilibrium. And as this is all happening, it's sort of this B plot of Rico and Loyola is sort of like this looming dread along the show that grows as it gets nearer to the end of the season, because it's them finalizing a plan to kill Carnival. Now, this sort of brings the vibe down a bit because it's somewhat depressing and serious, but we're going to bring it up by adding Miami fun and different world building to sort of expand on characters and the Miami to sort of give it this Florida man vibe, Florida woman. Not trying to split genders. Not trying
Thank
to
you
do
for
that,
correcting yourself.
Or
A lot of crazy
opening
women in
it
Florida.
up.
A lot of crazy men and women in
Florida folks.
Yeah, Florida folks. There we go. Yeah, and then it's sort of, and as it escalates, it leads to this climax of Carnival's theory and him interacting with Rico and Loyola, and that's yeah, and so a major part of the show, if you go down a bit, well, actually, after this one, because you can look at the end if you want. There's the end. If you go down, Carnival's research is centered something called mods, which are short form modifications of reality. This is a broad topic. This is a very broad topic and somewhat detailed, but basically what it is everyday objects given surreal abilities for them to be doing something absolutely what someone would call magical. A mirror that would knock you out, a muffin that can clone itself and then meld itself into your body to repair an injury, roller skates that help you skate through the air, etc. And they all span, if you go down even more, they all span from this thing called the blueprint, which is like this source of information that Carnival collects to make mods. This is very somewhat detailed and dense, but it wouldn't disrupt the narrative of the show because we wouldn't be expositing it over time. It would just be sort of this thing that's visually explained, and then there would be maybe one episode explaining how mods and this works, but it's only just to help Lucy understand his world as he's learning to move in with Carnival. And go down a bit more. The arcs are pretty simple. Carnival tries to be less volatile as a person. Lucy tries to become friends with everybody. Olive tries to become more Olive becomes more emotionally vulnerable because of Lucy, because of his friendship. Sleepy doesn't really have an arc. He's just this wise guy who just, wants everybody to have a good time, but we learn more about his motivation. Rico and Loyola. Rico is a downward spiral, but the silver lining is his sister Loyola who helps him do this. And back to Lucy and Olive a bit, they create a friendship by them fighting each other a lot in the house because Olive just loves, she just wants adrenaline. She's basically Tyler Durden. Now that I think about it. And the animation would be somewhat similar to that of Super Jail or Midnight Gospel, where it would have a psychedelic, minimalistic approach, but that would, get more explicit as, say, an action scene would come on. And the whole general vibe of the show I want to give is that it's just a cast of characters becoming friends in a colorful, charismatic, but brutal world. And that's my pitch.
Gotcha. It's a lot to take in. My biggest takeaway was I think you have some pretty cool character designs. Like Rico looks really cool, Loyola looks really cool.
Thank you.
And I like where you're going, where you're saying you're going with the animation. I'm struggling a bit to grasp the whole story and the concept, to be honest. Maybe Cam or Jordy can speak to it more. But the things you're saying sound very interesting for me, which makes you go high on the list because I'm feeling the potential, but I'm not putting it all together, to be quite honest.
I understand. You could actually go up to the episodes. There's little summaries that sort of lead up to a storyline, and there's also a link that leads to more, that puts them into more detail to help you understand if you want to look into that more to understand it more. But the basic story is Lucy adjusting to the house, and then as the later season goes on, it's us concentrating on Rico and Loyola as they are finally becoming more comfortable with each other.
Okay.
Right. And I think that you kind of set it up that a lot of these stories are kind of around your characters growing and progressing in this world and everything like that. And I think there is a way to somewhat simplify the concept and kind of get us into an episode so we can kind of get the pacing and just what this day-to-day of these characters are, because it seems like it's a very character-based show that has some kind of complex lore that's sprinkled in there. So I think it might be kind of almost a structure thing. I think it might all be in this deck, but maybe paring it down and simplifying kind of the elevator pitch of it, I think might be pretty helpful for us because it is pretty dense.
Yeah, I think that's a good note. For as much as you thought that you were, or that you are nervous, I was like lost in your explanation because I was just like in a mesmerizing way because of how elegant you were doing it. But then I started to lose the like bigger picture of like what is this, and I think that's one thing that like to Jordy's point is like package this up so we can kind of understand what it is, or maybe it's in a deck that you like. I don't know if you sent a deck, but maybe we should rip through that. But I would say that like, you know, Lazo would tell you, you can explain any of our shows in two max sentences, you know, and I think that like if you can do that, then we're on to something.
Summarize and paraphrase. Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
But listen, you're a thinker.
But this is all good. Everything
yeah.
that you've written is really good for you to really, you know, understand your show and your concept and everything like that. And I think when presenting it, it's a little easier for us to get it in a slightly condensed version of this. But we're definitely check out the deck you sent over because I know you.
Yeah, and
have it right.
We should check out the deck on a talent level. I can see the talent.
For sure.
So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the feedback so much.
And you did pitch this before too, right? I remember the mods and some of the other stuff.
It was Carnival and Lucy. It was the
right.
name of Rick and Morty. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Well, thank you for your honesty and thank you for pitching.
Thank you for letting me on here.
That was like Jordy's campaign slogan. Thank you for your honesty and thank you for pitching.
You know,
I think it works. I think if I workshop
Jordy,
that, I'd be like,
Jordy, would you ever run for an office?
Would you ever just run, Jordy?
What about in like high school or college? Did you hold any positions?
I ran for student body president with my friend in 8th grade, and that
with
was
your friend as like a vice president.
Like, we did co-president.
Okay, if you win, then that means
wait a second, a co-president.
In middle school, there were co-presidents.
Oh God! So they're like, hey, how about you guys run in pairs?
I think so. I mean, what we were 14.
All right, maybe that's. Hey, look, it might be a better.
And
idea.
I really didn't want to do it. And my
Your friend got
was
you
like,
to do it?
Yeah, she's in law school now.
Because you're tough on crime.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they needed that edge. No, public office has never been interesting to me. But I really support people who are into it. Give a lot of respect to them.
Would you vote for Cam?
For what?
To see his platform.
Enough said.
Yeah, for what? Don't fucking vote for me. The hell are we talking about?
For student body president, I'm putting beer in the fucking water
fountains. Yes.
All right, so here's my question to you. Do you want to start sorting we got 7 minutes left. We got a board to sort.
Let's get one more
in. Okay. Looks like we have a returning champion in the queue.
You know
right
this
now.
is gonna make Eric cry after we do this one.
Yeah. I was watching the last one and I saw how he kept aggressively flashing the board.
Right. Yeah.
You guys are being horrible.
He's way too aggressive.
I never. I didn't catch that until I went back and watched.
You do
it.
realize you were over time at that point.
I know.
You're being rude
Eric,
to the other shows.
We're important. Hey, Eric, we're important.
You're rude.
We're important. I'm not gonna let you say we're not important.
Hi.
We're gonna do a Reddit AMA very soon. So respect us.
That's a good little plug.
Hello, I'm glad to be back. I don't think you remember me. I was the guy from the board game, Bone Rush.
I don't.
They don't remember anybody.
Yeah, the board game.
The board game, dude. I never looked at that. I feel horrible. I'll fuck with you, though.
No problem. I'm here to give you an update on the advancement of the project. So I'm just gonna jump right in and share the documents on the Adult Swim chat.
I love this
that
guy.
I
He's
didn't
so
upload
fucking
this time.
Let's do it.
I love it.
He reminds me of
I
LeBron
love
James.
that we get an update.
He reminds me of me running for actual president.
All right, which document do you want me to pull up? There's project feedback card list. Which should I pull up?
Go on project update, please.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Is he talking through his headset mic like his mic?
What?
Yes, he is.
I didn't hear you.
Bone Rush,
Okay,
baby.
so Last time I got on the show, you asked a couple questions about the project, and I'm going to answer a lot of them right now. So first of all, you asked us if we could send you a version of the game so you can play it. So due to the COVID-19 outbreak, we are unfortunately unable to do that, but we are currently developing a solution to play the game online. So it should be ready by the end of the week. So if any of you in the chat, what?
No, I was like, that's impressive. That's awesome.
Thank you. So if anyone is interested, there's a Discord link you can join. So if you want to play the game, and the gameplay video is outdated, so I'll update that in a moment.
Yeah, drop those links in the chat so people can try it out too.
You can try it out at the end of the week. So we have updated the context of the game. It's not anymore on the post-apocalyptic Earth. It's now set up in space on a dune-like planet where there are fossils of dinosaurs, and you play as a future archaeologist. We also are testing new gameplays. So you can see we are using Yu-Gi-Oh cards as templates, but we are on version 1.2.1, so the version is stable and the gameplay is quite fixed. It has been a lot improved since last time, and we even added a quest card mechanic. So you're going quite fast through the slides.
Yeah, we have about 3 minutes left to show.
Don't rush him, Eric.
Just saying.
So just we updated also the art style, and that was a quick gameplay recap, so I'm gonna just breathe through it so you can understand it fully. So that's the new art style we are going for, and that's the typical board. So the 4 piles at the center of the boards are the mines. The pile at the left of the board is the achievement cards, and the pile at the right is the market cards. You use the cards on the market to search for cards in the mine piles, and then you draw them into your hand or into your collection to complete fossils. Those fossils grant you fame, which is the main objective of the game, since the player that reaches 100 points of fame wins the game. So it's quite simple in gameplay, but we added a lot of depth, meaning that the players won't get complexity, but we get possibilities out of the game, and the game is much more renewable this way. Like we played 100 games last week, and we are still, as developers, enjoying the game. Testing has been a little more difficult.
Yo, let me ask you: have you ever played a PS4?
Yes.
Okay. I was just wondering, like, you know,
How
if you're playing a board
enjoyable
game 100 times versus something on a
Still
PS4,
great.
like,
Still very fun.
that's the age-old
Very different experience.
argument. I know.
No, I don't think that's an argument. I think that's like saying you play basketball and then you play tennis. To me,
there are
exactly.
both.
I do think those are different experiences. I mean, you can play a lot of games and very impressive games on video game consoles, but board games give you a different feel, a different experience. Even just the tactile feeling of touching the cards
I'm totally
is
just
an
fucking
experience
around.
in itself.
I'm totally fucking around.
Backtrack Cam.
No, well, I mean, we're out of time. Cam is where it's at, but
Thank
like,
you.
I love this guy. It's hard not to like this guy. I mean, he's played his own game 1,000 times, and he makes me want to play the game. I want to play the game.
What are the steps we can take? You're saying the YouTube video is not up to date,
but the Discord will be active by the end of the week.
Yeah.
Actually, the Discord is just for the developers, and there are channels for the players. So I encourage you to join the Discord so we can give you the support to play the game, and then you can play with the software we are developing. So if you are interested in really playing the game, just join the Discord, and by the end of the week, you'll have the game in dematerial format.
You know, the end of the week is like tomorrow.
Sunday,
tomorrow's Friday.
Saturday.
But he's
I
in,
don't sleep
Sunday
much.
is the end of the week, Jordy. Is that what you're gonna tell me?
but it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday in France.
Yes, it is. And it's 4 a.m. and I'm not gonna sleep
Oh,
today.
right. Yeah.
Life is a fight, and I stop when I'm dead.
But we gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, we gotta go. It's
unfortunately.
7.
But
Okay.
let's play the game. This guy.
Yeah,
I
you're
love it.
great.
Very
You're great.
solid. I really loved the
Yeah.
update. I thought it was very well organized and structured, and I appreciated it. Very easy.
He's about it. Like he's fully about this. and
We
I'm
just need to
totally-
get our hands or our eyes on this game and really get into it. But look, as Adult Swim, I would love to make a board game. I would love it. It would be my favorite thing that we could do. So
Well,
For
we
sure.
would be really interested in collaborating with you. So hope
Yeah,
that
keep in touch.
means, that this
You know
is
where to
something.
find us. We got to do this board though. Before
yeah,
Eric.
sorry, we're out
this
of time.
board. Sorry, we have a different board. We gotta focus.
Oh yeah, right.
All right, this is where the board finished. We got a
Oh,
lot of
come
board
on,
work
that
to
was
do.
I saw how
fun.
happy
That was
Jordy
a fun.
was.
All right, I'm gonna kick it
I
off.
appreciate it.
Carnival Theory.
Jordy, I literally saw you pat yourself on the back.
Carnival Theory was one for me,
Okay. How about
but that
Do the board, Cam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
do
been
the
a
board,
it's been a
Cam.
long time
Do
since
the
you've done the
board.
it's
board.
been a long time. I should have left you.
All right,
Okay.
that is correct. But
all right? So you Carnival Theory 1.
Yep.
All right.
We got
What about-
the org, Too Big to Fail, Toys Life. I think the org was on par with something we would have done a couple years ago or something. you
I
know?
agree. I really think it's just the third spot who you want to give the number 3 slot to.
Stot or spot? Sorry, I didn't hear. what
Either
you said.
one.
Okay. So that means we are right now. What? The third, Too Big to Fail, or A Toy's Life? You call this, Jordy. I can't really
No,
remember.
I don't want to call it.
What was Too Big
Someone
to Fail?
call it.
The politician one, the animated, the first one we got, and then Toys Life is the stop motion one.
Got it. I'm going I think this order right here, Too Big to Fail. I think they hit on something in the political realm that we don't have.
do the
Toys
money.
Life, the money, Carnival Theory. I'm gonna give 275.
All right. Get them calculators ready.
I have it.
All right. Thank you.
The
That's
org.
Eric, we know you aren't behind the scenes.
Well, I got enough stuff going on.
Mm.
150 to the org,
150.
and then the rest to Too Big to Fail.
75.
75. Perfect. Thank you. That was efficient.
Yeah, somebody needs money for the orange shirt. I don't know.
Oh, that was that guy got shut out.
What was
Well,
his?
He
What's
was
in the shirt?
the toys life.
Oh, right.
All right. Well, there we go. I mean,
Another
I want
week.
to talk to board guy. Board game.
Yeah, I want to play that game.
I don't have anything.
All
I
right.
don't either. Eric's about to kick us off the air
Yeah.
anyway. So.
Thanks.
It's all
Next
me.
week.
2 fingers.
Eric said, "What? These two?
2 fingers?
These two?"
Playing with the keys, Margaret ballin' since they paused the NBA. Not me. I've been ballin' before they paused the NBA. I off a nigga if he in the way. Fuck your offer, boy, you soft as fuck, don't care about what you say. Sauce Walker told me I can knock a bitch until she break. I need to see her out get dropped just to make my move right. I hit a hot bitch if she do it right. Never mind, can't